Are Nintendo fans really okay with this? Almost $450 in spending for a lot of Gathering Dust products, $99 for a piece of plastic of a replica of a failed console, or $24 for the cardboard version. You know you'll buy both. A $24 art book, a $20 for a DLC worth one Hollow Knight Silksong from a $70 game that has just released a month ago, $50 per year for accessing a limited digital library of all games you can already play elsewhere for free, 2 amiibos for $50 each, Metroid and Super Mario Galaxy amiibos at $40 each, a Attacking Plan that nobody wants at home, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 for $70? Jeez. With $450, I could basically buy a second Switch 2, or I could buy so many great smaller and third-party games for that, and I also have money left to spend on the upcoming flagship titles. I guess nowadays Nintendo seems to double down on the top 1% wealthiest fans rather than making their games more accessible. If you miss Mario that much, you have no other choice but to run a marathon in Kyoto, go to a museum, or to Orlando, Florida to live the real Mario experience. You mean Nintendo Switch 2 is already a great option for running third-party games and Nintendo games on the go? That's because you haven't included the budget of buying all those games and accessories in the first place. Up to this point, I would have preferred to buy a Steam Deck or a used console. Anyways, I'm Leo S. Luna, I'm a passionate video game reviewer, and this time I'll review the latest Nintendo Direct. So, I did not like it that much, to be honest. The Mario announcements felt underwhelming considering it's the 40th anniversary, but that's no news. They always have nothing special for fans in 35 or 30th anniversary. That's a common thing, to be honest. The first party titles felt like lacking, to be honest. We still need to have like more announcements to justify the console, and holidays are coming and there are still not enough games to actually justify the price. We have Donkey Kong Bonanza, we have Mario Kart World, I guess Fire Emblem is a Switch 2 exclusive, and Metroid Prime 4, it's already on the Switch 1. There are some few third-party games that I'm so glad to see finally, and I believe they are basically pushing the console further and further, like Capcom with Monster Hunter Stories 3, Resident Evil Requiem. It looks pretty alright considering the capabilities of Switch 2. Hades 2, it looks amazing, looks really good. I kind of wanted to see like a Netflix show or animated show based on Hades world. Thinking about the games in more detail, like Metroid Prime 4, I'm still not convinced to 100% of how this game is going to be. Is it going to be linear? Is it going to have a regular exploration, like similar to Metroid Prime 1 and 2? Because now we have like the motorcycle, which kind of looks really cool. Viola it's called, by the way. They don't explain how the world works, but here it kind of looks like they're going to have like different biomes similar to Metroid Prime 3, and you're going to traverse with your bike across the different biomes, and maybe you'll have like 2 or 1 boss encounters in between. But I don't see open world value in this game, to be honest. It's just a gimmick for Samus to travel other parts of the world, which kind of makes sense, to be honest. Like, it's really rare to see like lava, ice, desert in one place like we used to see in the other Prime games. So this is more realistic, I think. I will try it. I just need to see what the reviewers think of this game. So yeah, there's that. And my favorite game definitely was Fire Emblem Fortune's Wave. It looks very good, honestly. I am honestly very confident with how the game looks. The stories of these games are always intriguing. It kind of brings me the vibes of Game of Thrones as well. The game will be like a sequel to Three Houses, and see how the world will expand with it. I don't see that we're going to have too many characters to play with. I believe it's going to be like a smaller group, maybe 10 at most, which is fine by me. At least you can just juggle less often with the characters compared to the 40 plus characters of an academy compared to Three Houses, you know. So I'm really excited for this one, definitely. Super Mario Galaxy, the movie, was a good shocker. I was not expecting to be Super Mario Galaxy, not either world, because we have already explored the Mushroom Kingdom, and contrary to what most people think. I mean, we already saw Mushroom Kingdom in the first movie, so there's no need to have like Super Mario World sequel. I was kind of expecting Mario Sunshine or maybe Super Mario 2, and let Mario and the team entering like a dream world, but maybe I guess that's too much for regular audiences, I guess. But it's a good approach, and it's a good thought and scripted story, and it's the easiest to go to. I would love for them to jump again into Super Mario 2 and Sunshine, maybe Odyssey. Yeah, pretty pumped for that. And the other game that everybody was like, what the hell? And I really like it because it's innovation. Like, it's Pokemon Pokopia. It's more like a social sim, like where you're trying to help your friends build their shelters and trying to make your community, your Pokemon community, stand out by mimicking their abilities and helping other Pokemons as well. That's cute. I really like this approach, and it's very original and innovative, and it looks pristine. And really like the approach of this one. I would like to have more focused stories on Pokemon species as well. Let's say like I don't know, it would be nice to see Pokemon game based on Eevees and all the evolutions, you know, in a Pokemon land, whatever, and do some crazy thing. That's the kind of Pokemon game that I would like to see, rather than collecting every time and leveling up and fighting and blah blah blah. Having said that, I believe that Pokemon Legends Z2A looks good. Good enough, at least. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment looks really good. I was a very huge fan of the first Hyrule Warriors game, and the way that Team Ninja does to expand the story. And I really love to see games where Zelda is the protagonist. I'm hoping to see like a big budget Zelda game where she is the main one. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly remake, that's a really interesting one. And it kind of made me wish to see the whole Fatal Frame or Project Zero franchise in the Nintendo Switch and PC, and it's going to release elsewhere basically. Judging from the material, it kind of looks that it's based on the Wii remaster, and they basically change a lot of the details also based on the 5th and the 4th games as well, which is pretty cool. I kind of wanted to see more about it, if they're going to hire the same like actors, or they're going to rehash the same voice acting, either in Japanese or in English. I'm very excited. If this will be your first Fatal Frame game, definitely give it a try, because it's one of these survival horrors where you don't have to, it's not about killing, it's more about surviving ghosts and the fear facing them, which is very interesting. And there's also higher stakes, having you to save your sister from a cult. And I'm not gonna spoil you, but you should play this one if you got the time, definitely. Also, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I kind of wanted to see more of these reimagined versions, because like Square Enix is doing a very good job on bringing back Dragon Quest to Western audiences now that they have like a moderate success after Dragon Quest XI, and I'm hoping to see more of that in the future. Another funny thing was to see Mortal Kombat Legacy, a trailer with no blood whatsoever. That was fun, because if you own like the Sega Genesis version, you have to put like well, first of all, the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat 1 has no blood at all, and only sweat. So you have to buy the Sega Genesis version and enter a code to see blood on it. So maybe that's a hint. And of course, that's a Nintendo Direct, like kids are watching this too. Also excited to see Final Fantasy VII in good shape. Many people from Gamescom have already said that the game runs pretty well. Also, Little Nightmares 3, an awesome game, a co-op horror game I'm so excited to play. And of all places, like Virtua Fighter 5 Rebo, if you haven't played the online demo that was on the last weekend, it's basically Virtua Fighter PS4 version. It's a good game, or wait for Virtua Fighter 6 overall, so yeah, I'm excited for that. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. After Yoshi's Island, the first Yoshi's Island, I believe like every Yoshi game, it's cute. The art style, it's so original. It goes from wood, it goes to cardboard. Now it's like stop motion style, probably super based on Into the Spider-Verse, definitely, but it felt like too driven towards kids. And that to me is like a bit of a turn up. And in Yoshi's Island, yes, there's a wimpy Mario kid that keeps crying all the time, but I love his style, I love the stakes, I love the art direction, the music, everything. It felt so great. But after that, it felt that the rest of the Yoshi games are more like kids friendly. That's not bad at all, it's just the me thing. Mario Tennis Fever, I'm not gonna buy any of these sports games to play it like 2 weeks and leave it in the dust. Like, forget it. $60 or $70? I'm not gonna do that. Power Wash Simulator though, the second game, is looking pretty good. I like that. But as a review overall, yes, I get it. $450 for the power that Nintendo Switch 2 offers. It's pretty awesome. But still, that's the entry price point. You still need to think about $70 per each game, $80 on this, $20 on that, $40 plus on the Amiibo. You still need to have like a middle ground for gamers that want your games anyways. Otherwise, they're going to buy a PC handheld, or they're going to stick on with the PS4 or with the PS5 anyways, because what's the point of having a handheld console if the price are not going to shift? That's my main complaint over all of this. And also, I'm more excited about the third parties for the first time in a while, because they're entering the scene and it's like probing grounds and see if they can actually bring other games. Capcom is really pushing the boundaries as well as Square Enix. They're really trying their guns, and I'm kind of surprised to see a lot of people really excited for Final Fantasy to be there. So yeah, even if I did not like it, I give it like a 6 out of 10. I believe that Nintendo is holding a lot of guns because, remember, they have Kirby Air Riders, and Sakurai is really pushing his heart and soul for this project, and it looks really good. And I believe there's another Direct coming up before Christmas. I'm waiting for the Dustplots, definitely, and for whatever they have in mind with the Animal Crossing as well. So yeah. So what do you guys think of the latest Nintendo Direct? Let me know in the comments which were your favorite games. And did you like this kind of review? I was honestly not planning to do this because everybody was kind of doing it, and I did not feel I was like doing or providing like a valued opinion. But after seeing these prices, I'm kind of worried about Nintendo's future, to be honest. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is too much? Can you handle this economy with being a Nintendo fan and trying to pay your rent and mortgages and raising your kids? I mean, I want to know my audiences. I really want to know, and I really want to see if you like this kind of opinion on the video game industry, so you can learn something about it, or opinion about the latest showcases as well. Anyway, so let me know in the comments. I have much more free time now, so please stay tuned in my YouTube or social media, and take care.